Hello YouTube fans, and welcome to another video from Crimbo007. And yes, I haven't done a YouTube video for a little while, so I thought I'd better get off my butt and do a YouTube video. And in this YouTube video we are going to be, I'm going to be showing you my latest purchase of iPods. Yes, as you can tell, I'm a big fan of retro. I'm a big fan of Apple, and it now come clear that I'm a fan of the iPod. Yes, I am a fan of the iPod. I do like the iPod. I like what they do, and it's hard to believe that back in October 2001, when they introduced the iPod with the scroll wheel, it changed the music industry. It changed how we listen to music today. And it's all thanks to one man, Steve Jobs. So basically what I'm going to be doing is showing you my latest iPod, which I've just purchased, and I will also be showing you my first generation iPod Touch. So, as you can see, that is the original iPod Touch. It's a 16 gigabyte, and the iPod Touch was released in September 2007 with the 8 gigabyte and the 16 gigabyte model, and on February 2008 they introduced the 32 gigabyte model, but it was discontinued in 2008 of September. So basically the iPod Touch, the original, did last for a year, and it's a little neat iPod. It can hold so much music. I would say it could hold up to over 2,000 songs, but I wouldn't really know because I haven't really quite filled up an iPod, this iPod Touch. So basically, when I bought this back in 2008, it roughly cost me £269 from Comet. And as you can see, it's got the 30-pin connector down there. It's got the headphone jack down the bottom as well, where you can put your headphones in. It's got your little Wi-Fi thing up there, so you can connect to Wi-Fi. You got your power button, and you got your home button. And basically, this was the next best thing if you couldn't afford, or you couldn't have an iPhone, the original iPhone. So yeah, and if you look on one of my previous videos, I done the unboxing video for the iPod Touch original, first generation, when I got it back in 2008. So if you want to go and check my video out for that, that would be lovely. And and this could last up to about 4 to 5 days. And on standby, maybe 2 days after the 4 to 5 days are up. But yeah, it's a nice little iPod Touch, and it does need to be put on charge though, because I have let the battery run down on it. So that's my original iPod Touch. Now, last week, one of my friends went to the market, and They have a market every Sunday at the Cassan Stadium where Oxford United play. And my mate David, he goes round this market, he looks at stuff, and if he sees anything which is good, he'll buy it or whatever. And last Sunday was no exception. He was doing his usual look around like you do at these car boot sales, these Sunday markets, and David came across an iPod Shuffle, and this iPod Shuffle, which I got in my hand now, is gold, only cost £2, and you got your power button at the top, and which is on and off. Then you got your shuffle or your continuous play there. And the thing is, this is an Apple iPod, but the thing is, what makes this so unique, which I never knew they'd done, but this Apple iPod was made with Avon. You know Avon, who go round the door and start selling you their cosmetics or beauty products or whatever. So yeah, and I'm quite surprised because I never knew Avon done an Apple iPod Shuffle. So yeah, and I do believe, see, there you go, that's where you clip it on. And you've also got your head jack there. Now, at the moment, I've got it on order, but I've also ordered a iPod Shuffle dock so I can connect it to the dock and get it charged up. Now, this would have cost about £39 to £40 when it was on sale. And I do believe this is the 4th generation iPod Shuffle, which was introduced in 2010 of September, but discontinued in July 2017. So, yeah. So they did come in various colours. They came in silver, blue, green, orange, pink in 2010. Then they came in slate, silver, purple, pink, yellow, green, blue and product red in 2012. And then in 2015 they came in silver, gold, space grey, pink and blue. So yeah, and I think this would have been like an 8GB, or it could have been a 16GB, but I'm not too sure how much these can hold. But yeah, but that is a classic iPod Shuffle. Now, if we do go back, that was the 4th generation, but they did have a similar one late 2008, which was the iPod Shuffle 2nd generation, which obviously now is obsolete, but they did bring a iPod Shuffle 2nd generation which looks similarly like that, and that was charged at 1GB was £31, and the 2GB was charged at £44. And they did come in like silver, blue, green, pink, silver, blue, green and pink. The 1GB came in silver, and the blue one came in 1GB, and the green also came in 1GB, and the 1GB was pink also. So the silver, blue, green and pink also came in 2 gigabytes as well. But I do believe this is the 4th generation iPod Shuffle. But if we go back, we can see that back in 2006 and from September 2006 to September 2007, they had another iPod Shuffle, 2nd generation. So technically it's obsolete, and it was charged at £49. So basically, that is my purchase of the iPod Shuffle 4th generation, made by Avon, which I'm quite surprised because I never knew Avon and Apple were in partnership, but there you go. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got Avon at the top. And if you'd like to give me any more information on Avon and iPod Shuffle, just leave a message in the link below, and well, leave a message, and thank you. And yeah, right, so the next iPod, so I got to show you now, which I bought yesterday. Now, I was going from Whitney, Oxford. Well, basically, I was going from Carterton, Oxford to, well, Carterton to Oxford. And when I got into Oxford, I thought, I'm going to have a little wander through the market at Gloucester Green. And like you do, and they had all their stores. They had all your food, your clothes, or whatever. And I was quite surprised that when I walked through the Gloucester Green market, there was this bloke selling DVDs, tapes, and mobile phones and accessories. And I thought, well, I'm going to have a little look and just see if they've got anything worth having or worth buying. And I suddenly came across the iPod Nano and an iPod Nano. Now, I thought, oh, these look good. And so I thought, okay, let's have a look at these iPod Nanos. And I saw the iPod Nano 6th generation, which is that one. Now, as you can tell, it's a little bit battered and bruised. It's got a cracked screen, so I'm going to have to get that replaced. But that is the iPod Nano 6th generation, and it comes in, now this one comes in pink. You did have silver, graphite, blue, green, orange and red, but this is the pink version. And as you can tell, it's got the clip at the back, so you can clip it onto your whatever. It's got your volume button there, it's got the power button there, it's got the 30-pin connector at the bottom, and it's also got the headphone jack at the bottom. So yeah, like I said, it's a little bit battered and bruised, but now I can easily get it changed and done. And there you go. I did manage to charge it up. Don't know if you can see that properly, but it does work. But like I said, the screen is a bit cracked and it's a bit blotchy in some places. But yeah, I did like the this iPod Nano, because believe it or not, they did try and use it as a watch as well. So yeah, because you could actually get watch straps for it, as you know, and yeah, it's a little bit nifty, and yeah. And if you take a look at my Apple Watch first generation and try and compare the iPod Nano 6th generation with it, you could see why they did try and use it as a watch. But yeah, it's quite nifty, and I don't know how many gigs this is, but you can get it in 16GB, which I think this would have been, which would have cost $159, and the 8GB model would have cost $129. So yeah, it's quite a little nifty thing. You got your clock. You can put your photos on there. Podcast setting. You can have night. You can have radio, music, and you can have what's now playing. So yeah, so it's quite a little nifty iPod Nano. And also with the iPod Nano, when I was looking down this market, I saw an iPod Nano, another iPod Nano, which is, I do believe, is I do believe this is the 4th generation iPod Nano, and it came in silver, black, purple, green, yellow, orange and pink, and product red. And as you can see, it's got its little click wheel. I did put it on charge, so I don't know if you can see that properly, but it's a little nifty thing. You can put photographs on it. And yeah, that's the iPod Nano. It's 8GB. Now the 8GB would have cost you £109 when it first came out, and it would have cost you £149 for the 16GB. Now this only lasted a year, because it came out in September 2008, and then it was discontinued in 2009. So yeah, as you can see, you got your 30-pin connector down there with your headphone jack next to it. You've got your hold button there, so you can lock it and unlock it. And yeah, this one came in orange. Well, looks like an orangey gold, but it's a nice little iPod, and it's in good nick. And yeah, so that is basically the iPod Touch Nano 4th generation. And to make it so unique, right, when I bought both of these, I said to Blake, oh, so how much do you want for both of them? And he said, well, he charged me £15 for both of these iPods. So really I thought I got a good deal there. And with the iPod Shuffle, which was only £2, you're looking round about £17, £18 for the 3, which I think is an absolutely marvellous bargain, because you look on eBay, they are going for stupid money. And yeah, so basically that is the iPod Touch, the iPod Nano 6th generation, the iPod Shuffle 4th generation, and the iPod Nano 4th generation. So yeah, so just think how far we've come in music, and what the iPods have done to change the music industry. And I'm also going to be collecting, well, I can't do it today because I got to go to work, but in my next YouTube video I'm going to be also showing you my next iPod, which I'm going to be buying next week. And my next iPod is going to be the iPod Mini 2nd generation. And the iPod Mini 2nd generation, which I'm going to buy next week, is going to be a 6, well, I think it's a 6 gigabyte, it might be the 4 gigabyte, but it's, well, basically it was released in February 2005 and discontinued in September 2005. So they came in silver, blue and pink and green was the 4 gigabyte, and for the 6 gigabyte they came in silver, blue, pink and green also. So that is going to be in my next YouTube video, and I'll be able to get that hopefully next week. So yeah, so to wrap up this YouTube video, I'm going to start collecting iPods, because the way Apple has changed music, the way Apple has done everything with music, the way we listen to music, the way we can play music, it just fascinates me. And you think now that with all the new phones what are coming out, you've got Spotify, Apple Music, Google Music, Amazon Music, and it just goes to prove that we have come a long way since the original iPod Touch, the iPod Nanos and the Shuffle. And yeah, it just amazes and fascinates me. And also I will quickly show you my iPhone 4, which I also think is great for listening to music on. And yeah, so it just absolutely blows me away. And I would like to say thank you for watching this video on my iPod purchases. And like I said before, if you do have any information on the iPod Shuffle, the Avon version, it would be great if you could let me know. And yeah, and thank you for watching Crimbo 007 on YouTube. I'll catch you later.